What's going on, after show friends and family? We have today two special guests from two separate, two different fan bases. We've got Neon Treon from Tommy C. Go ahead and say hello.
Hello. Hello.
And we got Murdoch Pop from LolCal Live. You might have remembered seeing him on LolCal Live doing his audition for that fourth host seat.
Yep. Hello. Do me a favor. Next time you see me, make sure you vote for me. All right.
Yeah, vote for our man,
bro.
It's the beard. You got to get him on.
I love the beard, bro.
All right. So what we're going to do today is we're going to check out an unfortunate fatal shooting on police activity from some body cam. And we do have three vets here. Myself was in the Marines, Murdoch was in the Marines, and Ken was in the Army. But so
leave it alone.
And Neon grew up around a lot of military and militant people in his life, so all four of us have a little bit of a background. We just wanted to check this new video out because it seems like with mental health the way it is, there's more and more shootings of people who honestly are probably diagnosed with something terrible, just like Sonia Massey was, in a very unfortunate situation.
It's sad shit, dude. It's real sad shit, especially when people, they need help and the police are not equipped to help them. Now, granted, they have, EMS services available, but I think it's, I guess realistic to have EMS at every single call. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, people who just aren't, like, police just don't get that mental health training, like de-escalation with somebody who has schizophrenia, and you can't blame them for that.
Oh, no, yeah, you can.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and get right into this video and give our thoughts on it.
Police department.
Yes, can I get an officer to 10120 Johnston Road, food line?
Hold on one moment.
I got it.
Food line on Johnston Road?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what's your name? What's going on?
I got the same guy who keep coming in here shoplifting. Saying he's African American, he's 6'5", he's probably about 220, 230.
It's a big man.
Right now he's in the produce department making his round.
Okay.
The same guy your officer keep coming for.
Oh, and he's a repeat offender too.
Is he currently concealing items now?
Yes, he's right now.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
If I get somebody, please hurry up.
Yep. Gotcha.
All
right.
So the police know this guy, and I'm not going to say it's the same officer, but it's probably the same few officers because they probably relatively stay in the same beat.
Yeah, he's probably a frequent flyer for them. That's what he said, right?
All right, yep. He's walking. I'm going to try to get up with him. He's wearing a yellow raincoat.
Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Stealing that produce.
Just walking out, especially with like a no hands law in most stores.
Stop, please.
Yep.
Stop, please. Better back up. Get on the ground.
First time we've seen a video where a cop goes for his taser first.
Yeah.
All right. Kudos to the cop, man.
That's a great first response for something like this.
He's been trained.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, because most cops like that would look at that as an act of aggression and immediately go for like their lethal. But hey, man, good for him. Jesus.
Well, hey, I mean, we've seen examples where, a simple sentence of "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus" warrants pulling a pistol, evidently, to some people, which still explain that to me. But hey, here, he assessed he could be a threat. Again, who knows if they've had prior interaction. I'm glad he brought the taser out and not the piece.
Right, exactly. I mean, right off the bat, the dude just immediately starts like making noise to try and get away. And it's like, he doesn't seem like he's in his right mind, whether it's mental issue or drugs or whatever. It's, at least the cop has realized, hey, non-lethal is something I should be doing here.
Well, one thing I will say is anybody could be startled. Mm-hmm. This is what I will say, because if you don't know a cop's coming, the guy just says stop. Anybody could be startled, right? But again, since there was a prior history, who knows what's happened if he has been aggressive, tried to fight in the past. At least the taser's out.
True. Or he could have been listening to music or something. You never know.
Exactly. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
One at taser. Get on the ground.
1514.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground, sir. All right, we're walking towards AMC. He's already
Pause it real
trying to
quick.
push.
I just thought of something. Is this a viewer discretion advised video?
I don't
We
believe
can go and put that out.
so. I don't believe so. But I mean, all videos should be viewer discretion. It is a fatal shooting. Scamming through it right now.
I just want to put that out there before you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
Never
yeah,
mind,
yeah. There he does
Viewer
end up
discretion
getting shot.
advised.
Yeah.
Viewer discretion advised.
I mean, there was already the one that police activity put in its video, but yeah, if you, in case you need visual and audio,
Yeah, there
audible,
you
yeah,
go. Audible.
off on me. So
cop showing
Get on
good
the ground.
restraint.
He's doing two things here that I like
Get on the
seeing.
ground.
One is keeping the distance
get on the ground.
and
Well, I mean,
continuing to try to stop him.
He's waiting for his backup right now.
Yeah,
So I mean, he does. It's one of those things where, and you see this quite often. It's like just occupy the person while I have backup coming.
mhm.
Because I don't know
Visual.
if he has a knife under there. I don't know if
Right.
he's got a weapon or anything under there, or if he's on drugs. You know, there's a whole slew of
Unknowns.
possibilities that's running through
Oh,
his
yeah.
head right now.
Well, especially if
Oh.
he's like on drugs, he might not even feel the taser, let alone a bullet, and he
Yeah.
might just aggravate him.
Exactly. But at least he's keeping his distance, calling out locations, keeping eyes on him. You know, he's
Mhm.
he's doing
Yeah.
the right. He's doing the right thing so far.
Well,
Mhm.
the reason I bring it up is he's still trying to keep the non-lethal right there.
Exactly.
You talk about Dallas, parts of Portland these days, they'll just try to take you down and wait.
Right, and
Try
that's
to sit on you and wait
that
for
was the other thing
first
I was going to
backup.
bring up. Yeah, is that like he's not putting his hands on him. He's like, hey, like stop. Like he's giving him as much chance as he can. Now you can say he should be a little bit more aggressive or whatever. I don't think so, because like
Yeah.
in a situation like this, you never know. The moment he puts his hand on his shoulder, he could very easily pull a switchblade out, and it doesn't take
Yep.
much to get underneath, to go right into the gut.
And I hate to say this too. I mean, this is a little far fetched, but there's actually cases of it that I've heard of. If he has like an STD or something that's transmitted through biting, saliva, blood, or whatever, you never know, man. So
Yeah.
he's keeping his distance. Like Neon said, he has the less than lethal out. He's doing a good job.
Yeah, and especially if he's a drug user, he has super high chance of having HPV or having
HIV, yeah.
HIV. Well, HPV as well, HPV,
Yeah, yeah.
HIV, and like any STD that's out there. So yeah,
Facts.
definitely.
This is the police. You do realize that, right?
The balls on this dude,
Okay.
bro.
Get on the ground.
He might just be waiting for
Dude, I
that
really
three
don't
hots
wanna
and a
tase you.
cot.
Yeah.
But he is showing an awareness that the cop is there and that he is a danger. So, like, it feels like he's like disassociative of the whole thing. He's just like, I don't care, or he's maybe just super drugged out, where he's just like doesn't see the cop as a real threat. He's like, just leave me alone. He sees him more of an annoyance than anything.
Yeah. Well, I will say if he is on drugs, he's definitely on a downer. He's not on an upper. 100%.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah.
he looks like he's just kind of moving about his business. I mean, when he's walking, his strides are even. You know, he when he talks, he's mumbling, but that could be for anything. So I mean, the drugs maybe, but personally, he looks like he's of sound mind. I could be wrong though.
Maybe.
I could be wrong, but just saying his body language is showing of sound mind.
True. I see what you're saying.
Where's somebody at? We're walking on Johnson right now. Get on the ground. Do not walk into traffic. You'll just die, dude. Do not walk in that traffic. Okay? He's walking into traffic now.
Now he has to subdue him.
Yeah. He just it became a safety matter.
Yeah,
he's a threat to himself. He's
and
a threat
to others
himself.
now, yeah.
And to others, yeah.
Because he could cause a pileup. He could cause, someone to get injured. Yeah, he has to do it now.
And the officer.
Yeah, especially if the officer gets hit by a car that's trying to swerve from him. Yep.
And it's raining out there, weather conditions. You got to think about that too.
Yeah, the officer, kudos to him. He did everything he could to prevent him having to put hands on him until it was absolutely necessary.
Yep. I have to agree with that. Yeah. This guy's done everything he can.
He's been very lenient.
And he even said on the radio, "Where's my backup?"
Yeah, he's like, "Come on, guys! Like, I don't want to manhandle this person. Like, I don't want this.
Like,
like,
hurry up."
Mm-hmm. He looks like he's struggling with him too. That's a big boy. 6'5".
Yep, like I say, he's my height.
He had ear muffs.
Oh yeah, that's yep.
There
See,
it is.
He couldn't hear commands or so that could play into it as well.
But he saw him.
Oh,
there it is.
He let it out. Oh, hit him with a double.
Taser deployed. Taser deployed. He took a big. Get on the ground.
Yep, just got straight back up. Look at that. He's on something. Something's making him a zombie.
He's back up. I don't have any more tasers. He was able to get up.
Yeah, he's just walking it like he don't give a damn.
Get on the ground now. I'm in Johnson Plaza now, or Johnston. He's walking back to his house.
Man, that cop is out of breath.
He bit me pretty good on my...
Ooh. And that goes back to what we were saying. He bit the cop, so it's entirely possible if he breaks skin and he's got something, he's got hepatitis or something like that. That's
getting a hit.
Yeah, well, especially if he looks like he's a drug user, like it's entirely possible.
100%.
We're still walking. Hey, yeah, that long. Back up. I'm in front of Johnson Plaza. Where you at? Go to the 1000 building. We're over there. Turn around, Randy. I saw you. Correct. We're starting medic stage.
Okay, now we're getting physical.
You ain't getting away, bro.
Like the look on his face. I'm trying to find a good. It almost looks like he has like a stroke going on. Like that. It's got to be some sort of some like decline, some mental decline. Bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't look like he's in his right state of mind. I mean, you took 2 tasers and got back up. So
there you go. Yeah, like I said, it could go either way. I mean, but I mean, only time I've really seen video of people that have been tased and got right back up, they were on some type of upper. Because the downer ain't gonna let you get back up. You know what I mean?
True.
Like there's always that famous video of that one big black dude when he got tased and he looked right at the woman. He was like, "I'm gonna get you, bitch," and he sat right down. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
He was high.
I've seen it. Yeah.
It was cocaine or crack, like some variation of that substance. He was smoking a cigarette. Literally, they tased his ass. He sat down like nothing happened, and he looked at the woman. He was like, "I'm gonna get you, bitch." Like it was like
Cigarette
nothing
in
even
hand and
happened. It
everything.
was hilarious.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, the unfortunate thing is he is now making himself a threat by putting his hand in his pocket. So
Yep.
he might have a blade in there, and you never know. So I guess I'm seeing why this ended up being a fatal shooting. Oh, there. Yep. Now confrontation. Oh, another taser deployed. Oh, and he's still up. I was about to take a drink.
Shots fired. Get down! Get down!
3 shots to the gut, and my man is still moving. Jesus Christ, he's
he's on something.
He's on
Something,
dude. Yeah, heroin will turn you into a walking zombie. Yeah, so
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm getting Scarface vibes right now at the end of the movie, where they kept tagging that dude.
So they used to have an old story that were told around circles about people on PCP and unloading 38s completely on them, and they're still going after someone.
Yeah.
So there's no telling. There's a slew of what this
look,
person can be on.
You can see the officer's arm. It looks like a puncture.
Oh, it's probably where he bit. I don't know. That might be the dirt on it, but he definitely got tossed. I mean, let's just go back to like right here real quick. The second officer 100% gets just merry-go-rounded. Look at it. Like he's just trying to go for him. 3 shots into the gut,
bro.
Shots fired.
And this dude just walking.
It was nothing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Put your hands behind your back!
And here he comes. Okay, this is his.
He's fighting! Taser! Get him! Get him! Shots fired!
Kudos to the second officer for not shooting.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
If the second officer would have shot, then this would be a whole different ball game.
Yeah, he could have easily been brought up on. I mean, like even if they shoot him again while he's on the ground, you can argue, well, you don't know what he has on him, but the fact that he shot him point blank like that and he didn't pull out anything to hurt him, it'd be a very loose argument.
Well, the thing is, when he went to the ground, his hands went to the side.
True.
So if he's laying down, hands are at the side, and they unloaded on him, then 100% cops are in the fault, and they need to be charged because that's fucked up.
Yeah, no, I think he just bleeds out.
Yeah,
3 to the gut. Oh yeah.
But what I will say is, the officer, he seems to be doing everything textbook. He called it in, called every step of the way. He called it in, and then immediately called for EMS. So I mean,
he moved up the ladder to lethal force.
Yep.
Yeah. The whole escalation of violence, he just matched.
Yeah.
He just matched it. He didn't start out with trying to shoot the dude. So yeah, kudos to that officer. Kudos to the second officer for having a cool head and going for the taser first. I don't know where this is at. Let me just see. Where the hell is the North Carolina?
Beautiful.
Pineville? Y'all doing it right up there or down there?
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And they always complain about the South and officers.
Always, bro. Always.
Oh man. That's a nice ass Glock and a reticle, though. I ain't gonna lie. That's a nice piece, brother.
I just want to leave it to the Marine to point out the piece that's being shot. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna put that out there, bro. Leave it to the Marine.
It's pretty.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Man.
Get on the ground! Put your hands behind your back!
Yeah, so he went
down and he's back up.
Put your hands behind your back!
I think they're just gonna have him walk it out. I don't think they're gonna shoot him.
There
it is. Damn.
My man just dropped.
Yep.
There it is.
I always have a problem with a lot of this stuff because I'm sure there's at least a baseline of medical attention that the police officers know.
Right.
And like, believe me, I've been in firefights and everything else. If we left somebody alive, but they're shot and hurt, we have to do medical attention on them.
Yeah.
Same thing in the army. Same thing in the army.
It's just it's code of conduct for war. It's supposed to be unspoken. Like that, like Red Cross is not. It's one of the reasons why Afghanistan and Iraq was such a hard war to fight, because the Taliban doesn't abide by the same nurses are off limits, Red Cross is off limits.
Convention.
Yeah, they don't abide by that type of
Geneva
shit.
Convention, yeah.
And
I mean, there was times where, like when we were in Iraq, you had to give them medical attention. It just is what it is. That's the rules. Yeah. And you abide by your rules or it's a wrap.
And the other thing about it too is I don't know if it's called, I don't know what law it is, but it's one of the Sharia laws or something like that, old school, where even if you're pro, neutral, or against in Muslim belief, they offer aid to people regardless. That's what saved what's his face from Lone Survivor, Marcus Luttrell. That Old Testament law saved his life because I believe they were Iraqis whose town he stumbled across. They patched him up, and the dude walked like for 4 days or something like that to the nearest fob to hand them a note from Marcus Luttrell, because like that was their belief, that was their law, to give aid and render aid.
Yep. That's the thing.
Sorry.
I would say that's a lot of people don't realize. Like Islam is actually a very peaceful religion. It's just like with any other religion, you get your extremists that want to go crazy, and then there we are. But don't want to get off topic. Murdoch, go ahead, sir.
The reason why I brought that up is because I see this a lot in police, especially like even fatal ones. It's like you shot him, you saw him just go down. Now the video cut, but I can tell you right now that they are still just standing over.
Waiting for EMS.
And my dad was a sheriff, and his whole thing was wanting me to become a sheriff. I said no. I went to film industry. But like just because that's how I was trained, if I was in the situation, as soon as he sat down the first time, that's when I would try to restrain him, but also check the wounds. I don't want a person to die on my watch.
Only devil's advocate I'm gonna give you is if I didn't have gloves, I ain't touching him.
True. He did just get bit too.
Yeah, I'm just saying, bro. Like if I don't, I don't know what their SOP is on that, but bro, if I know they're a drug user and all that bullet, I'm not touching them. I'm sorry. And I agree. He called for EMS. He called for EMS. He said shots were fired.
The most you could do is like you could grab the nearest towel or shirt or whatever extra article of clothing you have and just like toss it on his stomach and like try to maybe put a little bit of weight on it. Maybe you grab like a bag or something, or you wrap a shirt around your hand and you try and push it down like that or something, because most cops come with gloves. They're typically fingerless gloves, but like they typically come with like
usually have the rubber one.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They typically come with the blue gloves because they have to in order to handle like fentanyl of all fucking things.
Yeah.
So
Jesus, yeah.
Scary.
I don't know what like police nowadays first aid training is. I have the misfortune and fortune that both my mother and grandmother were nurses. So for 30 years of my life, I was around the nursing field too.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
So I have expanded first aid, so I never can comment on what other people are trained at because
that makes sense.
And that kind of goes back to it too, because it's like we don't know if this is this cop's first shooting. We don't know if this is the cop's first interaction with drug people. I mean, there's just so many different things, and we can't also equate like, do you guys like a in-country firefight to a civilian like shooting? Because there's just so many different variables, and
there are,
and on top of it too. Yeah, on top of it too, there's not the same level of standards that there is in the military that there for police officers. Like police are trained to like not touch the person and to like physically do it. Don't render any aid because then they can get sued. And so, and it's the same thing. Like there's the Good Samaritan law, which states if you're certified or know how to do something, you have to be able to do it or you have to do it, right? But on the tail end of that, you can still get sued by people if you don't have that law in that state and you try and save people and you crack their ribs or something for like CPR or any of that.
There's actually a video I saw probably like 2 days ago where a dude was ODing and this woman came up. I think she might have been a nurse or had some medical training, but she had some Narcan on her at the time.
Oh, okay.
And, just straight up strapping those pop, and brought the dude back. And that dude was pissed. He was so angry. He just looked at that woman and was like, why don't you just let me die? And I was like, excuse me, sir.
Well, the thing is, and I think it's called the Hippocratic Oath that doctors take. I think it is. Nowhere does it say that you're supposed to allow somebody to die if you have any kind of medical.
Well, the problem is that the Hippocratic Oath is only protected inside the bounds of a medical facility. Like that's the shitty part about it.
Got it. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because if you're a nurse and you like, let's say, perform a very simple normal surgery, like like sometimes you have to do a tracheotomy. You see it in the movies all the time and shit like that. That is grounds for losing your medical license. Because it's outside of sterile environment, it's outside of a hospital, it's outside of a surgical unit, it's completely outside of any form that basically would protect you. And
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about it. That's why they came up with the Good Samaritan law to protect people from lawsuits for doing stuff and for saving people's lives. Had to come up with a law to protect people for doing that.
So to skirt around everything, the nurse could actually tell somebody else there what to do. Say, all right, take this knife and shove it in his throat, and put this swirly straw that I have in my pocket
by proxy.
Let me clean that off real fast. Put that
Toss some Jim Beam on it. There you go. It's all sterile.
Does anyone have any cocaine? It's not an agent.
Oh man,
that reminds me of Pulp Fiction when Uma Thurman was dying and they had to give her the shot of adrenaline in her heart, bro.
Oh, those things are no joke. Those needles are fucking massive for those. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, fuck that. I would never want to.
They're not even a horse.
Yeah, they're not even a horse.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh
cool.
My gosh. Well,
it's video, man.
Yeah, it's the kudos to the cop, kudos to that county, kudos to both of the cops. I mean, the second cop just rolled up not knowing at all the situation and still was kept level-headed. It's nice to see it. It's very unfortunate that this still ended in a fatal shooting. I mean, the cop pretty much got pushed and like I always say, in those split seconds, it might feel like minutes to the person who's it's going through, but it's milliseconds between him grabbing for the pistol and pulling the trigger. It's all in the moment choices made. You and I personally, this is a good shooting in my personal opinion.
I was gonna say that the cop the entire time taser was out, followed him, called it in, did what he had to do, told him multiple times. Saved him from going in the road. You know what I mean? He did what he was supposed to. And then the second cop rolled up, taser immediately. Not even the piece, the taser. So I think I'm with you. I think it was a good shooting. It is sad as shit. You hate to see this, but I mean, the dude did himself no favors. And mental illness, drug use aside, like it sucks if there was like a mental health history there because maybe this could have been prevented. But The issue is the cop can't help that. All the cop can do is address what he sees and follow his procedures.
Yep.
So I think it's good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Neon?
I think the Pineville Police Department, whatever they're doing with training their officers, is really good because
Yeah.
the first one slow walked the ladder so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the second one came up and came out of the vehicle with his hand on his taser and pulling it out as he's getting out, I'd rather see that all day long than to see someone with a hand on their hip, just completely. And then the trigger control, when he switched off, the trigger discipline he used was bar none to not just throw another 3 into the guy after the first officer had.
Yep.
This was, to me, it is a big tragedy. Don't get me wrong. It's tragic all the way around because the guy who shot is going to have to live with that for the rest of his life, which is something people do not always say. But it was done at least on par for their for procedure.
Right.
With the public.
Yeah. I don't foresee him getting any flack for this one.
No.
I mean, there's going to be the extremist on the other side, but even if this guy wasn't on drugs and wasn't mentally ill, if this dude was 100% sane, comes out, he had no issues whatsoever, no drugs in his system, I still call it a good shooting. Because, like, if that was the case, I'm sorry, but you fuck around, you find out. Like, that's just the bottom line.
It is.
I agree. And you know what? What's funny is, like, you would look at the comments and you see a lot of people would scream, it's like, he died for shoplifting. It's like, no, he was going to be arrested for shoplifting.
Yeah.
He got shot for all the other stuff.
Right. Exactly.
You know? But it's Twitter or X.
Yeah.
It's the internet. It's the internet.
It's my favorite dumpster fire, sir.
And one last thing that I thought of about this is I watch a lot of police auditing channels here and there. And the one thing you always hear is you don't have to show ID unless you commit a crime. He already committed a crime.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he already put himself on a level of he's in illegality. He needs to stop and listen to commands and such, and he didn't. So and if there is mental health, I know that we need to revamp it. I have PTSD, and I've disassociated 3 times in my life. I have a span of 3 minutes in 3 different years that I can't remember. And it might not seem like a lot unless you see the results of what you did.
That is true. Yeah. No, I mean, blacking out is the thing that happens. But yeah, I agree. It's totally unfortunate. Let us know in the comments below. What do you guys think? Was it a good shooting? Was it okay? I mean, no. It sucks to even say the word good shooting because that means somebody either is most likely
Clean
dead.
shooting.
Yeah, it's clean. He did everything he could. I mean, you got to remember, up to this point, dude could have been hit by a car. Dude was bit. Dude had to wrestle. Dude did all the things that he could possibly do before having to pull that trigger. So just let us know. And, stay off the drugs, kids. Stay the fuck away. Stop becoming zombies. Stop getting shot. Like, please, for the love of God.
I blame the V-Bucks, man. I blame the V-Bucks.
You heard it here first. It's Fatty Coin doing it to everybody.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. Later.